Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time for some more Stygian, Reign of the Old Ones. And already I'm seeing the annoying fuzzy effect of the mental condition that was forced upon my character so early on in the game. It's making me hope the developers do actually come out of that patch that allows for multiple characters for different save profiles, so that I can see if this effect can be bypassed and the game can carry on without it. That being said, what were we up to last? We'd gone to take the watch back to the man by the church and the cultists had come and killed him. So we have this statue. Isidore can't tell me much about it, but someone else probably can. And we have the cryptic poem, which involves quite a few things. Soul of the scavenger of the siege we found in a bottle of lead. Maybe like a whaling ship inside a bottle, but a lead bottle. That's going to be more like a genie or something. The last wish of a bodiless starfarer shall be heard from a mouth not of flesh. So, like a recording. And it'd be one of those mind possession aliens that take over someone's mind. I'm sorry, I haven't played this game in a bit of a while, and I'm working my way back into it. The drop of swarming chaos shall be stolen under the ruins once halls of wisdom, and the book shall be read which should not be read. That's probably the Necronomicon, let's be honest. It's a Call of Cthulu game after all. Right. Only then may you wish to call me by the timeless stones on the nameless isle. Only then you may wish to walk by me between the endless realms of pitch black. This is probably actually the end of the game, because there's been a few hints that the game is short and leaving it open for sequels or a series of games, not necessarily playing the same character each time. And some people ask, like, hey, is that it? The end was pretty abrupt, so that could very well be it, yes. Right. We are working towards a shortage of bullets. Something we should probably avoid. Especially as we have two characters armed with guns. Also, speaking of characters, they all do gain the same experience at 36 angst. There's not a lot we can do about that. Okay. So what are we doing? Where is the... I don't want to go in here. So where's that second-hand shop? It's back down this way, isn't it? The pawnbrokers. I don't know why I'd ask them. That seems like a really bad idea. But let's try. I'm just going to quickly check all as well, which will probably involve a slight lack of game sound for a moment. There we go. And our ghoulish companion remains outside, fortunately. Say, are you here to buy something or just wasting my time? Probably can't ask him about the statue, but let's see what he's got. Plenty of bullets. And we should remember that ammunition is limited, as is everything else. Oh, there's a sledgehammer. So tasty. But no. Whereas we don't have very many fags. There's a lot of stuff we can't part with here unless we're going to the scrap merchant. Nah, we ain't affording anything. Okay. Worth a try. Let's head back outside and see what else we can find. I mean, where else can we go? There's not very many other places we can check at this point. Ah, rough sacks. Of course. Welcome to old Uncle Raffsack's shop of undiscovered treasures. Undiscovered with a T for some reason. Don't be shy, come closer. I have everything you need. You call this a shop, it may lead to, among the best. Oh, you don't like my decorations? Take no notice of the packaging, friend. The goods it sells is what makes a shop. He stops for a moment to cough wetly. A shop? And Uncle Raffsack is everything you need. Very well, let us see what you have. While the two ghouls play in the corner there. Baby's rattle. Tempting, but not right now. I suspect I'm supposed to be doing some... Oh, can I? Like... Wait. Yeah, junk. Okay, interesting. Right. Yep, so we'll pop all those in there. Go on. Go on. Okay. Something tells me most of this can be used for crafting, which we're not particularly indulging in at the moment. Miskatonic diploma, archetype item. You should buy this finished. Okay. Tarnished mirror, well apparently we can't use that for anything, so there we go. That actually gets us a lot of fags. Okay. Alright. Does he have anything we could do with some food? We just take the one. The one. And then we take the rest in fags. Leaving us somewhat better off. There's nowhere really... Actually, we have no new locations outside town. So, within the ruinous city limits we remain. Oh, hello. There was this mental headcase of a soldier here we could possibly talk to. With eyes weary yet exuding anticipation. Have you any news of Gwen? Sorry, I can't remember his name, his voice for the life of me. It was quite a long time ago. No, Jeremy. Nothing yet, I'm afraid, but do not give up hope. He hangs his head in despair and lapses into silence once again. We really should look for her. You know? If we do find anything that may be of interest to him, I'm pretty sure I've looked in all these already. Yeah. Well, if we do... Now, if she's disappeared, it's probably to do with the cult. But it could also be to do with the Mafia. I should ask about this Gwen lady. Hello, Dingman with a bell. But regrettably, I see you are not one of the ladies and gentlemen approved by Monsieur Wax. I may only accommodate citizens who appear on the guest list. Of course. Goodbye then. If I go up here... There's these two heavily armed men who are not very friendly. But there is this door I can head through. Interestingly, the ghoul doesn't stay outside this building. He's willing to come in. I think he anticipates there may be a struggle. So, the box is locked. Yes, it is. This is empty. Desiccated corpse, he died crawling across the floor, looks like exposed. And he had the broken key. It's a shame, I sense we really... thoroughly besmeared with soot and grime, this vanity table has fallen victim to the general decrepitude fretting away at the once spotless features of this establishment. Charming. From a few stories up, one can better survey the scope of the havoc that stormed through Arkham. Okay, so that's a window then, not a side shelf. What about here? Also empty. Wait, is there something under the bed? Even a storm or an earthquake couldn't have easily caused such destruction. But in these times, the reckless debauchery of the current lodgers can easily account for it. Charming. And over here. Still no keys. Okay, it would be nice to find something that can open this box at some point in time, but we seem unlikely to be able to gain access to such a thing. So we'll head back out into the hall. As for these two men, one of them's got a gun. I'm not going to ask if they know about a missing woman. Actually, they were... Right, there were women going into these doors here. But this woman's been missing a long time. She hasn't just gone off like 5 minutes ago, you know. We'd better head back outside. Wait! I trust you saw what I saw there. Recalling the horrible faceless man's riddle, I recalled this ship. A skillfully assembled scale replica of the Perseverance, the merchant vessel which brought the Pilgrim Fathers to the land of liberty. Okay, so it's not going to be nearby in a river then. And we can't interact with it beyond that. Okay. I was hoping it might be a clue. Oh, and a mouth made not of flesh with the box could have... The box in the room could have one of the clues we're after. Okay. What about up here? I'm sensing there's nothing for us here and we're just going to have to head back through town to see what else we can find. I don't like it, but we seem to now be faced with a situation, a puzzle with only one solution. It's one of those one true path, you can only do it this way sort of deals. Right? We don't appear to have multiple... Oh, hello, we'll take these. We don't appear to have multiple options to solve our... Hey, you're just... No, you're not real. You're really not real. Get these odd tentacles in this little island. Local women speak woefully of the heathen rights once in place on this nameless isle, long before the Puritans had settled the eastern shore. Okay, so not what we're looking for. I mean, that is not a healthy... Oh, there's a ship here. There's a ship. We cannot interact with the ship. We can't even go near it. It's a crying shame. Turkish zest. You know... Maybe that's some kind of cigarette, but we aren't able to really step inside. But we can go here into the pharmacists. Because this isn't going to end poorly. Oh dear. How can old Richter help you with your needs? What kinds of medicine do you sell? The kinds that people really need. Tell me what is absent in your world. Euphoria, relief, self-confidence. If I don't have the remedy already, I can make it in my little laboratory. You know, I'm not going to click that. What about real medicine? I have a bit of this and that, but what do you stand to gain by living a few more years or preserving your health? This is not the old world, my friend. You'd better get used to it. If you ask me, our aim should be for pleasure rather than longevity, filling our remaining time with as many enjoyable sensations as possible. You know, that perspective reminds me of the biblical story of Sodom and Gomorrah. I am playing a religious character after all. Thank you, Father. I'll let you know when I'm ready to make my confession. He still looks like Alf Garnett a little bit. Now tell me, what will ease your suffering? You know what? I'll take a look. Of course, everyone in this town wants to peruse Uncle Richter's stock. Why should you be an exception? Well, I'm not promising to purchase, but I am perusing the options. Oh, that is expensive. A swimming mask. That's not like a swimming hat. That is... I mean, that's not that protective because it has the eyes and mouth and nostrils exposed. At least it's not like one of those old knitted swimming suits from the early 1900s, late 1800s. Those things were insane. And of course, they would get wet and they were knitted. You can imagine what that was like. Alright, let's live dangerously. This has probably been ransacked by me already. Oh, hello. Interesting. And this place in here is where it's going to get really interesting. If only we had some kind of crowbar or a sledgehammer, perhaps. So we got this crafting bench, but we can't do anything with. And this boarded up doorway here, but I imagine we're going to want to go through at some later point. But for now, not a chance in hell. Let's just head back. I mean, basically, we are being pushed towards walking up to the mafia and knocking on their door and saying, "Hello! Could you help us, please?" Because we're just running out of other options. And this, as I said, is one of those problems of the puzzle with only one solution, because it can feel very forced or contrived at times. I'm really hoping that's not our only option at this point. Our ghoulish companion once more chooses not to enter. Oh great, we've gobbled some food. Yes, are you looking for something in particular? What is this place? I mean, I know you've given me some information before, but this seems to be new. This is Schmidt's Antiques, or what's left of it, and I am Isidore Schmidt. Like the merchandise, I've been gathering dust here for a good long while. Tell me how I may assist you. So if he was going true, but it'd be how I may assist Yao. How I may assist Yao. Or perhaps how you can assist me. Well, let us see your wares. Abdul's severed hand is horrifically expensive. Lead shot. Flintlock. If we had a flintlock pistol, that'd be pretty bonkers. Blood of Saint Mercurius. So there's a lot of very valuable things he has that we could essentially save up for and purchase if we become fabulously wealthy at some point. For now, however, it appears we must search elsewhere. Why can't we talk to you? Yes, you one, the one running around, right. And this is locked. Yes, it is. We'll find you, worm. You'll be unmade. Yes, so... Can we finally talk to this gentleman? Nope. He will not say a word, and he will not let us pass. Somewhat more infuriating. We can't walk in this way either. But hey, this man is completely insane. You see a man who has blackened his face and hands of paint. He's performing some kind of mime artist performance. He is unaware of your presence. However, he is so insane he might actually know what the statuette of Cthulhu is. It's not hard to see that beneath his ridiculous posturing, something is deeply wrong. The man's weary visage shows that he's been at this for a long while, and the exertion of staying in character is wearing him down. Are you alright? He reacts with comic surprise. His startled eyes show nothing but the shallow character he is portraying. We've got two options to disrespect his performance, and none to approve of it. That's not very period appropriate. It feels ever so slightly wrong. Who are you? He shrugs theatrically and begins another of his vulgar sketches. You are no longer sure whether this is a performance or the sole mode of existence for this bizarre fellow. He has truly lost himself. However... Who is it, mister? Do I smell? And stay a few damned yards away. Okay, I'm not getting anything new out of him. I want to get into this building. This beautiful mansion somehow remains unscathed. It's obviously still occupied. Though the relentless... That is not the kind of vein you mean. The relentless vine roots have begun to assault it most aggressively. We can't go in this... Hey, are you lot coming? Seriously? Right. Are we gonna go for children again, maybe? Among them, a scowling boy approaches you, showing not so much hesitation as a juvenile curiosity. Wait, is this the whole damn conversation again? Yes, yes it is. Okay. This should not be as repeatable as it is. It really shouldn't. And we're back here again. So, there's clearly something buggy there that needs to be patched, because I've done this 3 or 4 times now, right? And every time... I'm not choosing different options because I'm not wanting different results. It's just like, okay, so not only is it repeatable, but I'm locked into the conversation, don't have any option to back out. So literally, this is all I've got left. This is dumb. This is so very dumb. Why would they even know anything about this? Disappear, now! You better get out of our shooting range. You've got a hammer. You've got a sledgehammer. You don't have a shooting range. Oh, sod it. I really don't want to go in. This charred and decrepit palace, which once hosted many events and receptions, as the Gentlemen's Club of Arkham, has been rechristened the Blackened Club by the surviving locals and serves as Waxface's criminal fortress. They call it the Blackened Club because of its burnt exterior. However, the link to the man wearing dark makeup there is rather obvious. It seems we must go back to the hotel and confront those 2 gentlemen on the stairs. Most unfortunate. I mean, we are literally running out of other options here. I mean, I'll try going back in the bar, right? Yeah, you wait there. We'll just pop inside and see who we can meet and greet and say hello to. Ah, that familiar music. Excuse me, may I have a word with you? Oh, you may be new. You see a tipsy, talkative-looking blonde man leaning against the bar. His reddish eyes roam the room as if looking for someone. Sorry to bother you, sir, but may I ask you a question? Oh, by all means, go on. I see you've just arrived at Marino's fine establishment, and I was curious whether you happened to see a rustic-looking fellow hanging around outside. Well, you know, in these hard times, information comes at a price. Ah, I see. I will fit in perfectly in this grim... You will fit in perfectly in this grim world, you sir. But know that you will get no cigs from me. Let me introduce myself. I'm Stanley Fredkin. I used to be a lecturer in the literature department at Miskatonic before committing wholly to my true intellectual passion, the study of folklore. And you're telling this to a total stranger? Okay, fine. Hey, I've got a blooming diploma that says I went and studied there, you nutter. Maybe you recognise me, eh? But we can talk more about me later. In the meantime, may I buy you a drink, good sir? Oh, verily. I will not refuse a beverage. He turns to Marino. Some whiskey for this fine gentleman here. And not the usual rot gut you serve. Real whiskey, if you please. I mean, look at him. He's so thin. He deserves a voice like that. Here you go, sir. Stanley raises his glass and takes a big sip of Marino's questionable whiskey. Now, what were we talking about? We weren't. You mentioned Miskatonic. Did you mean the university on Main Street? No, I meant the river. Don't people learn about major water bodies in school these days? Oh, forgive me. Sometimes the sarcastic Stanley takes hold. Yes, I used to work at Miskatonic University. He doesn't quite look like he might be a party member, but you know I can't tell with these types. It is no boast to say that I was a mighty fine instructor during my time at the university. What a sad day it must have been when the students learned I had chosen the path of the wandering folklorist. I see, very interesting. What have you been studying recently? Oh, I see that I've aroused your interest. I've been known to have that effect on people, being an intellectual inspiration and all. To get to your question, I've been in Vermont, recording the legends of the winged ones of the hills. A very profound topic indeed. From Pennacook myths to the legends of Governor Wentworth's colonial grants, you will find mentions of these winged beings from the skies. Whispers of these creatures may be found even in the folklore of the distant Himalayas. I'm sorry, you were just talking about Vermont. It seems you're trying to derive an origin myth from lowest common denominator and boil things down when that's not necessarily always the best approach. There must be a reason for these beliefs to be so widespread, right? Oh, indeed, quite possibly. And what do you suspect that reason to be? There are things I am willing to share for the benefit of the public good, and there are things that I am not. Oh, very well, never mind. Another thing. Of course, sir. I'm glad to have the opportunity to engage in an intellectual conversation with another sophisticated mind. Rare in this town, huh? But enough of me. What's on your mind? You say you... Oh, no. Why are you looking for the rustic man? I'm afraid he is the one who's looking for me. I've had some minor problems with my current employer. Nothing I can't resolve, of course, but I suspect he may have sent that illiterate to find me. I see, and who might this be? He is a foreign investor who is interested in my advice. I see, and something else. Oh, come on, let me, no! I want to ask about this blooming statue. Why, is there anything you're not particularly good at? Oh, other than the vulgar athletic disciplines, no, I don't believe so. I have always maintained that with a healthy brain you can achieve anything. Remember these words, sir. Invest in your brain. Well, in this savage world? Well, thank you for the advice. Go away! I want... Now, what are we talking about? Well, I wanted to see if I can get that option back. However... Oh, leaving so soon! Well, alright. Leave, sir. Your choice. He quickly tosses the remaining whiskey down his throat. You're no different, of course. Wait, sorry? I should not mouse over conversation options for long. Although I suspect that it won't... the madness won't remove plot essential options. Can't you recognize a person of natural quality? Do I have to tell you that out of all these people, all these clueless illiterals, I, Stanley Fredkin, have possibly discovered an escape from this hellhole? I was chosen! Now, what could you mean? He suddenly comes to his senses. Nothing at all. Damn, this vile whiskey of yours, Marino. I better take my leave. Oh, that's most unfortunate. I don't want to talk to you about this statue. This statue. Stanley Fredkin believes he knows the way out of Arkham. I met a talkative folklorist named Stanley Fredkin at the Old Eel. Under the influence of Marino's cheap whisker, he mentioned a possible way out of Arkham as well as some mysterious contractor. However, I couldn't ask him about this blinking statue. This statuette that Isidore, the antique dealer, was unable to tell me about. Well, Marino, what is it, Cornuto? Oh, you know, what is the story of the Old Eel? Do I seem like the fucking chitty-chat kind of bartender, Cornuto? They say an old drunk opened a place after a dream of something 40 years ago. Satisfied? There is only one story you should know about this establishment now. Waxface owns the place. Marino runs the place. Happily ever after. Oh, Waxface, eh? We've heard of him. But tell us what about him. Not a smart question at all, Cornuto. Just remember he is the king on this side of the Miskatonic. He is the boss of the mob, the unseen Imperator. He is the person about whom you should keep your mouth shut when his name comes to mind. I appreciate the advice. Now, name your poison. Not if I'm going to pay off my debt, mate. I'll have to wait. Now, this fellow over here doesn't seem to appreciate the cornet player, or the trumpeter. You see a withered old man sitting bent over one of the tables. He appears to be in the midst of a heated argument with his bag. The fiery light in his yellowish eyes contrasts sharply with his weary physique. I get it. Cut it out, I said. Dawkins, I'll tell you one last time. If I ever hear your bloody voice again, I'll break your damn piss pot of a bottle. Do you hear me? All of you. It's a bottle! If it's a bottle of lead, this is brilliant. The old man suddenly turns to you and his fiery gaze meets yours. You're early, cabin boy. Good. Sit down and drink some ale with me. You know, I'll play along. Let's not disillusion him. Who are you? Oh, come on! That was virtually immediate. Cabin boy, I think you've mistaken me for someone else. It seems to always be the option number 2 at the moment. Have I? Or perhaps we're all in a ship, in a big damn ship sailing through the black forsaken waters, eh? And what does that may make you cabin boy, alright? He turns to his bag. What do you say to me, you foul-mouthed horse spawn? The old man turns to you again. Yes, the ship. Can its name be Arkham? He smiles a toothless smile. Perhaps there's wisdom in your words. Oh, come on! He's not with you again. Long Tom, just when I thought you'd come to your bloody senses. No! I'll be sitting here drinking my ale, or whatever this horse piss is. He registers your presence again. What do you say, cabin boy? Oh, I also have a bag of little people inside. Who have you got in there? You mean my bag here? No of importance to you, just low-life scum of the sea, Norden's lot, like me. He hears something from the bag which upsets him as far as you can tell. How dare you horn-swoggling bastard! Noddens? And upon dolphins' backs on a vast crenellated shell, wherein rode the grey Noddens, lord of the great abyss. You'll learn more about him in your time on deck, cabin boy. You may even serve the needs of the god of the great deep like I do. Noddens is not like those cold, tyrannical, unfeeling gods that rule this realm now. He finds purpose in mortals, although rarely. Oi, shut your trap, Peters! You maybe have mistaken me for someone else. Have I? I'm looping to see if there's another option I can explore. Do I get a... yeah, his ship. Can its name be the Arkham? Yes, it absolutely could. Long Tom. That's the same line. Who have you got in there? Noddens? I suppose I'd better leave you to it. He's not with you again. Long Tom, just when I thought you'd come to your bloody senses. It's the same. That's interesting. I'm checking to see if I can get that line. Nope. Ah, goodbye. A sudden vigilance burns in the old man's eyes. Tell me then, cabin boy, before you leave, why do you follow the man who sails the whirlpools of reality? Do you mean the dismal man? Dismal, yes. That's bloody fitting. Now answer me question, cabin boy. His voice has taken on a cold and intimidating tone. Oh, that wasn't cold, that should be. Now answer me question, cabin boy. Believe I have answers to my mystery. He may have a hand on with this, and if he does it, pay. You don't. I'd like to. Whoa, no. I'm no. Whoa, no. No. He may have a hand in all of this, and if he does, he'll pay. You should be more careful when giving out loans. You should be more careful when give out loans then, because he often pays his debts in blood and tears. He suddenly bends down to his bag. What? Peter's found another one? Good boy. Alright. You'll have what you want. When? Whenever I decide to leave this rattle of a tavern, of course. No one here is going anywhere. Now, the soul of a scavenger of the seas should be found inside a bottle of lead. The last wish of a bodiless starfarer shall be heard from a mouth not of flesh. I'm thinking one of those two lines ties into our recent experience. But what else? We've gained some experience points. I'm not entirely sure what's new here and what is not. But it really wants me to look at this. Yeah, I can't even, like, right-click on it to examine or anything. Oh no, we're getting tired already. Can we... Sonia is displaying her... That's not Sonia, that's a man. Her usual inattentiveness as her hazy eyes gaze into the unknown in a state of abstraction. What do you think about this poem? Show it. Oh, it's clicked on her instead of the man. I see. Show the poem you found inside the Bank of Arkham. Her abstractedness yields to an immediate astonishment. Yeah, her husband writes this kind of meaningless drivel. This is nothing short of amazing. It displays a characteristic not unlike the text of Egyptian theosophism. Really? Theosophy? Kind of not ancient Egypt. No, perhaps heralding a dark prophecy. It reflects a devilish mischievousness which reminds me of Randolph's own crypticism, but is so abundant in his works. It also seems to be written in a dense, almost blood-like ink. Sonia is displaying her usual inattentiveness, and yeah, we'd better just go. Hey, you're still here. Oh, look who's come, the great gentleman and conqueror of hearts. Okay, you got nothing new to say for now. Can we talk to you? No, he's too busy playing. I bet we have to pay if we want to go upstairs. We have to pay if we want to go upstairs. There are still people here, and they probably only got time for each other right now. Well, this giant fish. Let's go back outside and consider our next move. With any luck, that old salt will follow us outside. We need to get his bag. Nope. No, he's not going to come outside and give us his bag. That's a crying shame. I should probably end the episode soon. I know we haven't achieved much this time, but... And here's something interesting. Is that Julian? I don't know, but let's go find out. Poor boy indeed. Upon immediate scrutiny, you deduce that his wounds, which extend from collar to groin, were inflicted by a broad blade of a singular, almost preternaturally keen edge. Every single thrust perforated right through muscle, sinew and bone. We got a ghoul standing right here. This won't look well, but... The Arkham resident is looking at the mutilated corpse as if hypnotized by the slowly burgeoning pool of blood that threads its way through the cobblestones of the doomed town. Poor child. The man suddenly starts shouting, "The stabber! The stabber is killed again!" The stabber? The Arkham stabber! Where have you been living, sir? I think this is the third victim. All butchered, stabbed until they ended up like poor Julian here. Julian? You know this man? He shakes his head. Not a bad fellow. Used to stay at the Essex Hotel. He didn't deserve such a fate. Nobody deserves... He looks at the hardly recognisable corpse on the ground in horror. That? Oh, who deserves what they reap here? The man turns and looks at you, although he remains silent. You sense his wordless acknowledgement. What do you know about this Arkham stabber? Nobody has any idea who he is. Even the mob can't catch him. Some say he's a demon. Others speculate that he's a loony of the worst kind. How do you know the stabber is a man? I don't... He could be a she. Would only be fair after what those brutes did to all the... He becomes aware of a mob fist standing nearby. Never mind, I'll better go. Oh, God go with you. Uh-oh. As you're about to leave the site of the gruesome murder, you notice something odd about the hobo standing nearby. The man begins to shake as if in the throes of a seizure, and his pupils transform from black to a milky white. He's obviously also frothing at the lips, but it's not coming out between his teeth. Abruptly he kneels as if possessed by an unknown force, dips his hands in the pool of blood on the pavement and begins to draw a star-like symbol on the ground with the dead man's freshly spilled bodily fluid. This will not end well. As you are watching this scene in bewilderment, the milky eyes turn directly at you, and the broken man speaks in an ominous tone, completely alien to his appearance. Your path crosses with the dead one. This simple flight of a soul will uncover more. Yeah, that's not going to end well. Let's move before the Mafia decide that we're responsible for this. Wait, that's for... Can we talk to any of the other people? Like you? Ah, I shouldn't have moused over that. Didn't even get to read it. The man abruptly comes to his senses and stands up looking puzzled. Seeing the state of his hands, he goes into a tizzy. What happened to me? Am I hurt? Why have you gone all white-eyed and malicious? You scared me! That's not your blood, good man. It's not? Then why is it all over me? He begins to compulsively rub his palms against his dirty clothes as he walks away. What about you? No. Okay, this is going to be dangerous. Two of the mob's cannon fodder are speaking below their breaths. They seem unaware of your presence. Corley. Seems the stabber sent another fella to the big sleep. Should I bring word to the face? You get paid to be this dumb, Marlon? He points at the corpse of his chin. Does he seem like a man of the face to you? No, Corley. Then think about it. Is it really necessary to take this to the face ourselves? Don't you remember how mad the boss gets when that gumshoe Wilkins failed to find that psycho stabber? Wilkins? He watched the burly man struggle to compute the information. You mean that fat-ass detective whose arm we cut off? The one staring at the eel? See? You can be smart when you need to. Then you must be there when the boss got hot under it. You must have been there when the boss got hot under the collar after that idiot Wilkins told him he couldn't find out who the stabber is. That was a lot of words at one time, Corley. Let me think. The boss got mad that day. So do I take the word to him or not? The man sighs deeply. Marlon, I sometimes sincerely wish I was a fucking wall, you know. Pointing at a nearby wall. Like that one over there. A simple, unpainted, indifferent brick wall. A wall? Why's that, Corley? So I could simply be without needing to comprehend your bullshit, Marlon. The mob gun takes a deep breath. Look, I plan to not be around when the boss learns that the stabber psycho is still on a rampage. You better do the same. He looks at the corpse on the floor one last time. He's not one of us anyway, so who gives a crap? Let's beat it, Marlon. Turning to leave, the two mobmen spot you standing by. What the fuck are you looking at, sheep? Heard the Arkham stabber struck again, came to see from us. But nothing at all, gentlemen. Well, this is not the Arkham Ball or some damn fairground attraction. You better mind your own business before Marlon makes you the main attraction. He speaks about himself in the third person now, that's bad enough. He may be my own personal tormentor, but when it comes to whacking the likes of you, he's a straight-up virtuoso if you catch my drift. Oh, you must forgive me, but I don't have time to stay for the performance. Goodbye! And I think that's our cue to end the episode. I hope you all enjoyed this one. Interesting and eventful as it has been. And I'll look forward to seeing you all in the next one. I'll say bye-bye for now, and Cheerio!